In this video, we're going to talk about how you can manage regions of interest in the Western Blot Utility. So to start off, it assumes that you have some regions selected. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And here we have auto detection, and there's a clear miss on the end here. So that gets into our first action, which is to delete an ROI or a lane. So here you can right click on that ROI. It'll bring up a context menu where you can choose which one you want to delete. So in this case, just to demonstrate how it works, I'm going to delete the ROI only. So if we go over here to the tool panel on the right, we'll see that lane 6 still exists. There's just no ROI associated with that. In this case, that doesn't make sense. We actually just want the lane gone because we clearly only have a 5-lane image. So I can right click and delete lane. You may wonder in the background what's going on because these actions keep getting undone. I'm using the keyboard shortcuts for undo and redo. So you can do Control Z to undo and Control Shift Z to redo. If you're not happy with the keyboard shortcut, you can just go to the edit menu and also just click those actions. I am choosing to do that just so I can demonstrate these actions back to back. So I just removed the lane via the context menu, but I can also in the tool panel right click on that particular lane and remove it there as well. Both accomplish the same goal. And then, so that's how you do sort of fine control of lanes and ROIs in terms of deletion. There's also just a hey, I want to reset the entire image, and you can either clear all ROIs, which you'll see here, the lanes still exist, but there are no ROIs. Or you can choose to clear all lanes, which is you basically are starting from scratch again. And so that pretty much covers the deletion options you have available at your disposal. And that gets us into our next action, which is moving. So naturally, image detection and region selection is not going to be perfect. So we expect some degree of flexibility is needed to relocate them. We have a couple options here. The primary method is to just click on an ROI and just manually drag it around. That would be the primary method for adjusting the location of a band, a region selection. And let's say that that is too coarse of an action. You can go over here to the tool panel and you can manually edit the XY pixel position. So let's say here, the one region I just moved around is located or associated with lane 2 per our tooltip. So I can go over here to lane 2, and let's say I actually want to move it up 2 pixels. So I'm going to subtract 2, and you can see it was relocated. So I'm going to move it back. And so that's your movement control. It's either click and drag or edit the pixel position on the right. So this is a pretty good state, but let's say, on this first band, it seems a little tight. So I may choose to, in the tool panel on the right here, I can increase the width of my bands globally. So this action applies to all bands at once. So you're still getting a consistent region of interest, but it allows you to control the width and the height to better fit your regions. So that's pretty much the only method you can use to adjust the width and height. We currently don't support individual ROI width and height. But that may be something we can do in the future if it makes sense. So, and then I think the last action that's important to call out is, let's say a lane is just missing altogether. So for some reason it wasn't detected or wasn't populated. In this case, you're going to want to add a new one. At any point in time, you can just click on the image, and wherever your cursor is, it will create a rectangle from that position, assuming that the mouse is the top left position of that rectangle. And at that point, you can treat it like any other ROI, and you can move it around. So that pretty much covers up all the actions you have for manually managing ROIs. It's pretty much delete, move, and add a new one. And then you also have the ability to adjust the width and height, but that's the extent of the editing. So that's all we have for today. Thanks.